Bing bong.
I watched the new Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes trailer, and I remember when the announcement first came out, my first reaction was, why is this happening? And even more so, do we really need more Planet of the Apes movies? And I want to preface this by saying, I was a huge fan of the previous trilogy. I thought it was fantastic. I think that is one of the greatest trilogies of any series of movies we've ever seen. It was all bangers, they were all fantastic, but they had a pretty definitive ending. And when the Planet of the Apes trilogy wrapped up, you weren't really left with a lot of, like, what happens next. Like, it's, you know, civilization is over. I don't know, man. The monkeys rule the earth now. Like, just, you know, let your imagination take care of it. Someone over at the studio didn't want their imagination. They don't want imagination. They were like, no. We're bringing it back. I don't want to give away too much of what happened in that trilogy in the event that you somehow haven't seen it and actually care about this movie. Well, actually, maybe I will. So here's a quick little spoiler warning. Caesar's dead, okay? That was the big character. He's gone. I guess this is his son. Sure. I'm having a lot of trouble here with these, you know, big budget Hollywood movie franchises that it's over, right? I mean, did we not learn anything from Indiana Jones? Now, I know. The Planet of the Apes movies, way better than the recent Indiana Jones films. But it has to do with this, like, dusting off these old franchises that, you know, you could just let it go and come up with some new ideas, which I know, easier said than done. It's way easier to try to cash in on an existing IP than it is to come up with a new one. I always hate, you know, when people say, like, there's no more original movies, like, movies these days are awful. Not true. You do not watch enough movies. There are so many great movies that come out all the time. But I will say, big budget Hollywood movies, specifically these franchises, they are struggling. This is one of those instances where it was done. It had a great ending. The trilogy was phenomenal. And, you know, in the sense of Indiana Jones, they just, I don't know. I think maybe they think that Indiana Jones franchise is, like, way more popular than it actually is. Those movies were popular like 40 years ago, and the guy that plays Indiana Jones is like 80 now. Just, you know, let Harrison Ford hang it up, man. And if it's not, you know, if Harrison Ford is willingly signing on to these movies, Harrison, dude, it's over, man. You can stop. The Planet of the Apes films coming back, it has me very conflicted, because on one hand, I'm, like, pretty sure that it's going to be another banger of a trilogy. Let's just get that out of the way, right? It's going to be another trilogy. There's no way they're only doing one more. They want to do another full trilogy. They got Caesar's kid, so, you know, he's going to have to grow up, I guess, over the next, you know, 3 movies. There'll be some new bad guy. Man, this is really tough because the trailer looks super sick, but I'm, like, so divided on, like, do we really need more Planet of the Apes movies? Like, do we actually need more of these movies? We must have, like, 9 or 10 by now, right? I mean, there was the OG ones, then there was the Wahlberg ones, and then we've got this recent one with, like, James Franco, and then he just, you know, disappears in the second movie. We had a fantastic ending with Woody Harrelson. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I think also it's like, this is, you know, Planet of the Apes is sort of an obscure trilogy. Like, this isn't Star Wars. This isn't, you know, or, you know, it's an obscure franchise, right? It's not Harry Potter. It's not Star Wars. It's not anything having to do with Marvel. It's monkeys. It's monkeys taking over the earth. You know, it's not even the Alien movies. This is, I mean, you know, it's good sci-fi, but this is not necessarily, like, the most mainstream sci-fi that you could come up with. It just kind of feels like sometimes these movies come out and we have these great experiences with either it's just one or two, or nowadays everything's a trilogy. And then there's really no consideration that it's ever over. And you know, it's sort of the thing too, where it's like, are you gonna have to have watched the previous 3 movies and then you got the 4th one? Yeah, I don't know. There's only like 1 or 2 franchises actually make fun of how many sequels they've made. And Scream is fantastic at this. Scream pokes fun at themselves making so many sequels, and every other movie that does it, where they just milk a franchise I was going to say until there's nothing left, but it doesn't matter if there's nothing left. They want more. They're always going to take a chance. I mean, you would think somebody would have stood up in the middle of the Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny or whatever, that meeting, and they were like, hey, nobody cares about Indiana Jones anymore. No one's going to go see this movie. It's going to bomb. Don't make it. And instead, they made the movie, and it bombed. It was not well received, didn't make any money. I don't know what else to tell you. I think that Planet of the Apes is probably going to do better, but did we need another one? No. The trilogy was great, and I was okay with it being over. Also, small side note, these titles are getting really ridiculous. It was tough because you have to put Planet of the Apes in the title of the movie. But, we had Rise, we had Dawn, we had, I don't know, whatever the third one was named. And now we've got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. These titles are a real mouthful, man. I'm just, I saw this news, I saw the trailer, and it really just left me thinking, like, do we really need more of these movies? I mean, we don't, right? We can, kind of admit we don't need more. It's probably gonna be good, but we don't need any more Planet of the Apes or Indiana Jones. Seriously, stop making Indiana Jones movies.